Hey everybody, St. Paul Peterson here. Welcome to episode 66 of Music on the Run. Happy summer. Keyboard player extraordinaire, been on so many hit records you won't even believe his story. Greg Phillinganes is next on Music on the Run. Good afternoon, everybody at NAMM. How you doing? Let me hear you. So glad to be back here at the Electro Voice booth here at the 2025 NAMM show. For my listeners who don't know what NAMM is, I got to explain it again. It's the National Association of Music Merchants, and it's the largest music gathering of vendors in the country. And it's a chance for all of us musicians and vendors and stores and different things like that to get together and kind of show off what we do. A lot of us are endorsees and we get to come here and play. It is the one time a year where we get to come together and be together in one place so we see all of our friends here. That is what NAMM is for me, and I have a great time. Have you had a good NAMM so far? Are you ready to go home? Not too bad? We are in front of a live audience again, like I said, at the Electro Voice booth, and I'm going to thank Michael Dussault and the whole team here at Electro Voice for having us back year 3. So thank you. It's always fun to be here. You always take, we love you right back. I do, you know. It's always fun. You always put on a good show here, and the stuff that you have here is so incredible. So congratulations on all the innovations that you are making. I have been looking forward to this for a long time. My guest is a world-class keyboardist, songwriter, musical director, and vocalist, and has been a part of so many historic musical moments with people like Stevie Wonder, Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, Toto, Gilmour, Streisand, McCartney, and so many more. Please welcome to the stage my buddy Greg Phillinganes.
Wait, I got that.
You like that, huh?
I like that.
You get the high note on the tour then.
Okay, good.
Because I don't know if I have that anymore. That was one good day. Oh, you know how that goes. Finally, we get to do this. Yeah,
they said it would never happen.
You and I have been plotting different hangs that just have not turned out.
Since 1912, I think.
I know. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
But funny.
It's nice to see you, my friend.
It's nice to see you as well. You and I actually played together once, and I don't know if we've discussed this. You came on the Donnie and Marie show with Stevie.
What?
Yes, and I was the bass player on that show. There's footage of that. So you and me right next to each other with Cat Dyson and the whole house band. This is probably 1999.
I totally do not remember that.
Well, that's good. I feel the same
crazy.
way. I remember it because
Are you sure it was me?
Yes,
okay.
Because you were correcting my bass notes.
Oops. Oh, it was me. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
No, man, that's not how that goes.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, what?
Yeah, that was
what?
me. Okay.
But it was one of the highlights, playing with you and playing with Stevie. So it really was. And then you and I were trying. I have a band called St. Paul and the Minneapolis Funk All-Stars.
Yes,
and
you do.
I play out here in LA quite a bit. And
yes.
It was a couple of years ago, and I called Greg on the phone. I said, what would you think about playing some Minneapolis funk and joining the band and being a special guest? And he said yes. And I was like, what? Greg Phillinganes just said yes.
Yes, I said yes, but it was 3 years ago. Wait, this is 25 now. It was either 3, maybe 4 years ago, because it was right around COVID.
It was.
And I said yes, but my wife was like, oh, hell no. But I went, and, she gave me a pass.
You know what, though? I actually...
And we had a great... And Joel, you were with us, right? You joined me for that, yeah.
The gig that I'm talking about, you came to see me, but the one that you were going to play at, I canceled because I got COVID.
Oh, see?
So we never got to do that.
We never got to do that.
See how that is?
See?
I hate when that happens.
Well, I'm glad you're better now.
I feel good. Nobody's getting sick, right?
No
We're all
one's getting
good.
sick, no.
So you're here at NAMM. I know that you have some other things to do today.
Or as I like to call it, Vietnam. It's just crazy because
I
it's
don't
crazy.
call it that. But
No, it's crazy. Look, I have a love-hate relationship. I'm just gonna be honest. I have a love-hate relationship with it because it's like this is the kind of event that you don't even think about until about a week before, and you go, "Oh shoot, here it comes again."
I have to go.
And then I start getting texts like, "You coming? You coming? You coming?" I'm like, and it's like it's like it feels like a chore, but once you get here, it's a blast.
Right.
But I don't think about it for 11 and a half months out of the year until, I don't. It's because you forget. And then you come back and it's like, okay, I had fun.
Is there anything that you actually like to go do when you're at NAMM, or is it more about
I absolutely love to crash people's sets.
Do you?
Yeah.
And give me an example.
Oh, man. I mean, let's see. Last year, Nate, my buddy Nathan East, was doing a thing at Yamaha with his son.
He might be here to throw things at us, by the way. I'd let him know.
Well, I got water to throw back at him. And he was playing with his son, and I just stepped up on him.
Did you?
Yeah.
Just, hey, excuse me, I'll be taking over the organ now.
Yeah. I just do that. I absolutely love doing that. If there's somebody I know, I'll just walk up on him. I don't care.
But we aren't talking about technology. You don't care about that.
I don't care about that. I just care about interrupting people's shows.
Oh, well, that's how he rolls, and there you go.
Yeah. That's all it is for me.
So I have this weekly music series called Funk Friday. We just played one before we started the show. I think that might be one of the first times that we played together separately.
Right. I did an FF with you.
Joel helped you out, I think.
Joel helped me. Yeah, that's when I was first learning
Logic or whatever.
the technology of Logic.
Yeah.
Because I was Logic brain dead before that. I refused to, learn about DAWs because my position was everybody else I know can operate it. Why should I waste my time? Right.
Yep.
I just want to be able to get the ideas out and have somebody else do the grunt work. Well, then COVID hit, and I was like, oh, what do we do now? What do we do now? So then, out of desperation, I called my homie, and he's basically like a brother-in-law to me. It's a long story, but anyway.
Yep.
Joel, my main man, helped me with the basics of Logic, and I actually came to understand it.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
I know.
life change. It's like, you mean I can record stuff at home and send files out to other people?
And you did.
And I did.
Yeah.
It was great.
Now it's easy now. Well, sort of.
Well, it's easier.
Easier.
It's much easier. I mean, now if I have a question, I at least know how to ask it.
and follow through with the answer, right?
Exactly. I can understand the answer, yeah.
I called you to play on one recently. You said, no, man, I'm out with Gilmour.
Well, there
I'm
was
like,
that,
you're out with Gilmour.
Yeah.
How long have you known David?
Off and on for many, many years, because he was one of the large group of Brits that I met through Eric Clapton.
Okay.
And so we would be in touch very, very rarely. I mean, it was totally peripheral, but he was always sweet to me, and but we didn't talk very much at all. And then 9 years ago, he asked if I would join him on a tour. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
And he actually had me, replace one of his keyboard players that was, I guess, kind of on his way out at that time. And it was, when I say it was spectacular, because David does not know how to putt. I mean, I'm talking about everything he does is spectacular. And he loves lasers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because he got that from, they invented that stuff with Pink Floyd. I mean, they just flying pigs and just,
right.
And so he asked me to do it, and we wouldn't play like normal places like arenas or not even stadiums. We played places like, the amphitheater at Pompeii.
Whoa.
The last time there was a live event at Pompeii, gladiators were involved. You know what I'm saying? And the last time Pink Floyd did something, they filmed a live concert at the same amphitheater in Pompeii and didn't invite anybody.
A concert for no one?
Yeah, they did a live concert and forgot to invite people. They didn't invite any. And you see the cameras rolling around, and it's just the 4 or 5 of them in this empty Coliseum at Pompeii, and they did a whole thing, man. And so David got the bright idea. Said, maybe I should invite some people this time.
There you go.
So we went again, and this was something like 45 years after the fact.
Oh, wow.
And we went there, and it was unbelievable. And, his genius lighting designer, Mark Brickman, who's been with them from the beginning. I mean, this guy is... I saw Mark Brickman's work. The first time I saw his work was I went to see Pink Floyd at Versailles, outside of Paris, right?
Oh, right.
And Mark lit the entire palace of Versailles in pink. I'm like, who does this?
That guy.
That guy.
That guy does
so
that.
When we went to Pompeii, man, he had lasers and lights and and this was so incredible because the backdrop was Mount Vesuvius.
Oh my!
And it was unbelievable, man. You couldn't.
So my question for you is: do you get distracted and forget what you're doing and just going? This
every
is
once in a while.
unbelievable.
Well, I had to really control myself because he gave me the intro to Shine On.
Oh.
You Crazy Diamond. And the way they lit me for that, baby, I felt like I was 800 feet tall because they had a big pin spotlight on me.
Yep.
And the thing, and there was a round thing with all the lights on it, and it doubled as a screen. And I'm standing there, and the intro alone could be like 5 minutes long, right? And so I am milking that bad boy. I'm standing there, I was like...
Did you hold that pose, though? That's
baby.
what I want to know.
Come on, I held it, man.
Did you?
I can hold it. And
I can see that.
Because every note could take like 20, 30 seconds. You know how the intro goes. And I just was like, oh, yes, this is incredible.
You milked it is what you
I
did.
milked it,
You
yeah.
milked it.
So, yeah, I just loved every part of it. And our transportation.
Yep. Did you take a little tiny propeller plane or anything like that?
It was a massive, I think it might have even been a BBJ, but it was just a Boeing business jet. It might have been that, but it was just this huge plane, and it had a bedroom in it, for David and his wife, and every seat was first class. It was just, and we would roll up, man, in these black Mercedes vans, this custom luxury vans, and it looked like the president was coming. It was incredible.
Do you love rock and roll as much as you love R&B or pop?
Yeah.
Because you do it all.
Here's the thing. I go by the words of Ray Charles. Very simple.
Yep.
There's only two kinds of music, good and bad. There's good classical, there's bad classical. There's good gospel, there's bad gospel. There's good country, there's bad country. There's good pop, there's not so good pop. There's good R&B, there's bad. Those are the two categories.
Right.
And I love it all because I listened to it all when I was a kid.
It's obvious that you haven't been put into a box, because I've seen other players get put into a box and say, "Oh no, sorry, he's just an R&B based player. He can't possibly play any other genre than that."
That's really sad.
It is sad, but it's done.
But I stand on the shoulders of Quincy Jones,
Well, that does. Yes.
who made it his mission to not be in a box. This is the same guy that was told black people couldn't write for movies. They couldn't write scores for. Can you believe that?
No, I cannot believe that.
Henry Mancini, they asked him. They said, Quincy Jones is doing this movie, and so Henry said, "Oh, that's great."
Yeah.
And the guy said, "Well, can a black person write for?" I mean, that was a question.
That's
And Henry
incredible
said,
that's
"Of course,
in our
what are you,
lifetime.
nuts?" Yeah.
That
So,
is
the last time I checked, the notes don't have any racial problems.
no.
Last time I checked, the notes. And isn't it interesting that the notes are both black and white? But I digress. Anyway.
No, but I think that's very true.
Yeah. See, they can get along together. I figure if the notes can get along together, we don't have an excuse. Not as musicians, because our job is to bring joy to those who listen. You got to understand, this ain't just a job. This is spiritual.
Yes, sir.
We belong to God. God invented music. Who was the chief musician in heaven? Before he fell, it was Lucifer. He was given a bad rap, but he was the chief. He was the minister of music. And that's where it starts. So we have a huge responsibility to project God's love because it comes from him. This is one of his greatest forms of communication. So this ain't just a job. This is a responsibility. And that's one I take very, very seriously.
I think, let's give him a round for that. Yeah. I'm so glad you brought that up because I think it's, like you said, it's our responsibility. And I think if musicians would look at it more on that level, there'd be a lot more healing going on.
Oh, no question about it, you know? And so don't limit yourself. Don't say, well, I only play this or I only play. You know how much music is out there? Especially these days with this?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, you can research, music from the Ivory Coast, from, Liberia, Ghana, from China, from,
And go to school on it.
And go to school on them. And there's so
Right.
much out there. There's so much
We're always learning.
We're always learning. I mean, why would you limit yourself,
I think people get afraid.
Well, I understand that.
Yep. They're like, I don't know if I can do this.
I understand it. I have certain reservations in certain areas
right.
myself. I mean, and look, I know that there are kids who could mop the floor with me. But so?
Yeah.
I mean, what am I going to do? Stop? I mean, when I hear a kid like Jacob Collier, I start thinking twice. Maybe I should start selling shoes. But the thing is, but I felt that way when I first heard Herbie. What are you going to do?
How about this? Go work with him.
I did.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, man, getting in the ring with Herbie.
Okay, let's just go right there. Well, how was it? First of all, you know Herbie.
I know. I've known him for a long time. He played on one of my solo albums, bless his heart.
Pulse, which one?
It was...
The first one or the second one?
My gosh, I think it was the first one. I think it was Significant Gains. Oh
I can't find that, and I need to find that.
Well, I think they're on sale at a flea market in
And
Peru.
Van Nuys.
No,
Yeah.
Bali somewhere.
How do you fit in? You've worked with a lot of keyboard players. Stevie,
Well, I
Herbie.
started with him, yeah.
Yep. So how do you? I know that you're confident in what you do and what you bring to the party, but when there are multiple keyboard players in the room, what's the discussion that takes place?
No, I mean, well, the thing is, I haven't actually worked with that many keyboard players, but starting with Stevie, he always had a keyboardist, an extra keyboardist in his band Wonderlove, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But at that time when I joined his band, this was
70
This was
what?
mid-70s. It was 75.
Okay.
So it was mid-70s. So the thing was, and Steve was obviously
Huge.
flaming hot, and he was
Yes.
working on a little thing called Songs in the Key of Life.
Yeah.
So at that time, people were like, well, we know Stevie plays keyboards, but who's that guy? And if he's playing with Stevie, how good must he be? So that was the thing that got me more work, But with Herbie, I mean, Herbie, God bless his heart, he asked me to join him in 2010. And I'm like, hang on, you want me to play with you? And it's like getting in the ring with Tyson. It's like, oh, you think you can box?
Oh. Yeah.
And you get smacked before you even know what happened.
What was your role?
Well, he was so gracious, though. And my role was, playing auxiliary parts, like horn parts and strings and so forth. And it was a significant job because it freed him up. Because a lot of times he plays everything himself. Like he'll play the main parts and then he'll reach over and play an auxiliary horn part. But I got to do all the horn parts to fill it out. So he was just free to be the beast that he is.
Yeah.
There was this thing that we did. There was this vamp that he came up with in, I think it was Tell Me a Bedtime Story. And it was really complicated. It was a different time signature and had all these insane changes. And it would grow, It would start soft and grow. And, the horns, by the time the horns, and I had a really cool horn sound at this time. Well, it was Herbie's.
Sinclair or
No, it was his custom patch that he had done.
Okay.
And I'd play these things and it'd creep up, and you'd start hearing muted horns, and then it'd go into the full blown pop, 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 and he's in the corner just going.
Well, wait.
And it was so much fun. Yeah.
Well, I know why he has you in there because it freed him.
Oh, exactly. For him to just
he
solo
knew-
and be himself, and
Yes.
I can do the
Harmonic stuff.
the grunt work. It was certainly not
Yes.
that, but I could do all the harmonic stuff and all the support sounds I was doing.
For you to have his back must have just been great for him to be able to go, I already know this is going to be great, so let me go over here. It had to free him up.
It was 100 times greater for me.
Oh.
because it was like I had the honor of backing him up, and then he returned the favor for me because he also wanted me to sing.
Oh.
And I sang 2 songs in that set.
No.
And the first one was
Well, sure you did. You're a great singer.
stop it. But
Come
the
on now.
first one was "Don't Give Up" from Peter Gabriel, and
Oh.
he had me sing that one. Yeah, and I'm gonna walk out of here. I can't take it. Yeah, I did that part.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he had me sing "A Change Is Gonna Come."
Oh.
But this time I got to walk down front and
the lead
stand in
singer.
front of him. So he's accompanying me. It was crazy.
Oh.
And we did that all over the place. We did it at Carnegie Hall. We did it at the Nobel Peace Prize concert. And we did it at the Bowl.
You did.
We did it at the Hollywood Bowl.
Is the
and
bowl
we
special
crushed
for
it.
you?
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Always, always, always.
Is it more special than Madison Square or?
Yeah, because it's my Madison Square.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've done both many times, and I've had incredibly special times at the Garden, too. One of them was the 30th anniversary show with the Jacksons.
Okay.
And one of those shows was the night before 9/11.
No.
Because we taped 2 shows. The second show was September 10th.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, and then another incredible experience at the Garden was the start of the Songs in the Key of Life tour. That's where we started it.
You did. What year? When the record first came out, or the reboot?
No, it was the reboot because that was an offshoot of when we performed Songs in the Key of Life in its entirety for one of Stevie's House Full of Toys events. So we
Okay.
did it as a single show, and then he said, "Oh, I want to tour with it." I said, "Okay." So that was, I think, 2015. Just
Little
around
John
this-
on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Stanley Randolph.
Oh, 2 drummers.
Oh, yeah, 2 of everything. 2 drummers.
That was
2
a bit.
guitars.
I saw that tour
3
in
keyboards,
Chicago
and
and
6
Minneapolis.
horns, right? 6 singers. It was bananas, man. And the first show was at the Garden, and I'm telling you, it was a religious experience, man. Because because we played it in its entirety in sequence.
Right. Right.
So the lights go out, and the first thing you hear is, people lost their minds.
I was one of
We
them.
had yeah. We had everybody there, man. It was crazy.
Well, when you hear those words and what those words mean to us today, that
Yeah.
song is prevalent now.
Absolutely.
He's talking about love's in need of love today.
Yeah.
Whoa.
no,
And then back then, now, when he wrote it,
Yeah.
it's probably one of the most important lyric songs, and the way he composed that, the chord changes and all that will
It's
change your life.
It's an
and
anthem.
it should.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me about Misha Cotler. Come on, I want to go all the way back.
You're going
and
all the way
I
back.
do. I want to know because it's important for these guys to know of how you became who you are today.
Well, Misha Cotler was a very significant part of that. I'm originally from Detroit, which is Minneapolis' neighbor.
That's true.
And growing up, I started playing by ear around, I think 2 or 3 or something like that. And when my mom realized that I was pretty serious about this, and she got me my own piano, a beautiful upright piano that she bought from a downtown
She saw
music
it,
store.
and she
saw
did
it.
that.
And she did
Okay.
that for me. And then she got me started with, private instructors. And the first one was, elementary level. And the second one was more of an intermediate level. But I relied so much on my ears that I didn't take the second teacher seriously. And I was just fluffing her off. And she wasn't strong enough to handle me. Right? So my mom said, "Oh, we're going to fix this." So somehow she was able to get in touch with the pianist with the Detroit Symphony Orchestra.
Would your mom call them or something?
I don't know what she did.
Did you ever ask her?
No, I don't really remember. But my mom was no joke, man.
Yeah.
She's West Indian mom, bless her heart. And she made it 3 months into her 101st birthday.
No, she did.
Yes, she did.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
Before she passed.
Oh.
And, but she got into, I don't know how I never even asked her really. But next thing I know, I'm meeting with a man named Misha Cotler at his home in Detroit. And this guy was no joke.
Okay.
This guy could take his middle finger and crack a pane of glass. He was, like a Polish, Russian, that Eastern Bloc kind of, you will do it this way. And he gave me the discipline that I needed because I left his home with my tail between my legs many times, man, just out of, because I thought I was hot snot. Yeah, I can do this, and everything. He was like, no. So he showed me techniques that I still use to this day in playing, And that was my classical training, and it was hugely helpful. But the best part? When I got the gig with Stevie, I was able to go back to his house and tell him.
You did?
I sure did.
That's why.
And he was very proud.
I interviewed Jimmy Jam yesterday, and he said something so similar. He said, I get to go back and thank the people that helped me out.
Yeah.
And that's so important for us
It's
to do that,
huge.
to be the light. We all need to be that for each other in this world. But you did that. You got to do that.
I got to tell him, and he was proud. He was like,
it's so important. I got a chance to do that with Prince. I got a chance to do that with Sanborn before he passed. Just said,
nice.
Thank you for taking a chance on a knucklehead like me to be in your band for that many years. So it feels good to do that, and that you people should do that. Give credit where credit is due.
Man, it's paying it back. It's a blessing to do that. And I'm so glad you got to, tell Prince that too.
Yes, I did. I want to hear about your relationship with Ricky Lawson and how he got you in Stevie's band. Is that right? Did he make that connection?
Yes, he did, St. Paul. Someone's done their homework. Because I've told this story about now
457,000 times?
Yeah.
Okay, well, give me the short version because I got other stuff for you.
Okay, good. Now, listen, it is my dream to do a documentary. I'm telling you all first. And if that happens, you will get the entire story. That and about another 999,000 other ones that I have. It's going to be, if this ever happens, it's going to be a long documentary because it's been an unbelievable life.
Yeah.
But I'll try to give you the abridged version. Ricky Lawson, dear friend of mine, drummer, also from Detroit, of course. He was first asked to audition.
He was.
For Stevie, yeah.
Okay.
In New York by a former band member. So the night before he left, I went to his house because I was very tight with Ricky.
So this is not in Detroit. This is
Yeah.
it is in Detroit.
Oh, it's still in Detroit, yeah. We were both in Detroit, and we were very tight. We played in a band together. I used to go with one of his sisters. One of his sisters was a girlfriend of mine.
Oh.
Yeah. And so we were very tight, knew the family and everything, So the night before he left, I was, in my excitement, I obviously went to visit him and congratulate him. And, we're in the basement, he's packing and everything. And he insisted that I play some things on a cassette. And he would give the cassette to Steve. That's the kind of friend he was.
Wow.
That's a friend.
Always that ever.
You know what a true friend is? Someone who will pick you up at the airport. If they won't do that, that's not your friend. Remember I said that.
Yeah.
That's how you judge your friends. Will so-and-so pick me up at the airport? No. So, and when I say that Ricky will give you the shirt off of his back, I'm talking about he will literally take it off and give it to you if he believes you're in need, whether you say you are or not.
Yeah.
So I played some things, and
Put them on cassette.
I put them on a cassette. You remember cassettes, right? Some of you, anyway. And so he left the next day, man. And some time passed, and it felt like weeks, but I'm sure it was just a matter of a few days. And he called me early in the morning one day and said, "Stevie Wonder wants to see you in New York today." What do you do? So I'm flying around the house getting my stuff together. You know, my mom was like, "What is the matter with you, boy?" I said, So she said, "Okay, just make sure you have clean underwear."
Thank you, Mom.
Because, you know, you could be dying in the middle of the street getting hit by a bus. All they want to know is, are there any tracks? They don't care about what, you know. So I go to New York and I get settled at the hotel. I go to the original Hit Factory, right? Mm-hmm. And you know how it is. You go in off the street, and there's only one way to go in and out, and it's a rickety elevator, you know, and takes you up to the thing, you know. And when the elevator opens up, there's a monitor to show you from the control room who's going in and out. So I'm sitting there on pins and my sphincter is really tight right now because I'm really just trying to hold it all together. I'm really trying to be cool. I'm trying because I'm in the studio and I'm about to meet the man of my dreams and I'm really trying to hold it together. And you know, the people aren't hearing this, but in my head I'm going, just really trying to stay together, please. So I'm sitting there making small talk with the engineers, and hours go by, man. And all of a sudden, man, here he.
Stevie walking in. Mm-hmm.
With his sister, you know, and he's walking in, and so they say, well, the kid's here, and he goes like this. That single handshake changed my life.
I got to tell them because the people who say that again on the mic.
That single handshake changed my life. So we're making small talk, and at one point he decided to, you know, really see how much I had it together. So he said, right, see if you can follow along with this. And he played one of his unreleased songs.
Okay.
So I'm trying to keep up. I'm like, okay, yep. Okay. So that was that night. And then the next day was more of the formal audition. And before I go on, I know some of you are recording this. Don't share it. Okay? Because this is, you know, this is for you. Because in a minute, if this keeps being shared, I won't need to do a documentary because everybody's been like, well, what's the point? I've seen it already. So I'm going to trust you on that, right? All right? Yeah? All right? All right? You too. I'm asking you. All right. So the next day was more of the formal audition. And I met this cast of characters called Wonderlove, including Michael Cimbello. Oh yeah.
Michael.
Nathan East. No, not Nathan East. I'm sorry. The other Nathan
right.
Watts.
Yes.
Also from Detroit.
One of my faves of all time.
On bass. Raymond Pounds on drums. And a very feisty Niecy Williams.
Really?
Yeah, she came up to me at one point and pitched me on the butt.
Oh, thank you, Niecy.
Thank you, Niecy. And, you know, they were just all so amazing, you know, amazing musicians. And so
1 minute you're in Detroit, next minute you're in.
This was in New York, yeah. So, so we're going on, and by the way, it was between me and this older-looking guy who I found out years later at a NAMM show was sent by Chick Corea.
Oh,
his name is Mike Garson.
is that right?
That's right. It was me against Mike Garson. And Mike came up to me many years ago at a NAMM. He said, "What's up, man? You probably don't remember, but I'm the guy that went against you in Wonderlove." I'm, wow, you gotta make it. You know, so that day goes. But you know, every once in a while during the day, you know, a musician would come up to me and go, "It's okay, don't worry about it."
Yeah.
So that was that day, and that night I'm in the car with Stevie. We're going back to the Hit Factory and we're riding along, and all of a sudden he says, "So, how does it feel to be a member of Wonderlove?"
Oh my God.
Just like that. That was a quote.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
because now my mind is thinking about all of these, you know, urban legend stories about how he's a practical joker, which he is.
Yeah.
He can call you up sounding like somebody else. Like, "Hello, this is the Amazon delivery service," you know, and he'll, you know, you won't know it's him. And so I'm hearing all these things. And so in the space of a few nanoseconds, I said, "Well, are you serious?" He said, "Of course." So I said, "Well, would you mind telling my mom?"
Oh, you called Mom?
Because you ain't going to lie to Mom.
Right.
You can say anything you want to me, but you're not going to lie to Mom,
Oh,
right?
that's beautiful.
We get to the studio. I pick up the phone. I call the house. I give the phone to him. The first voice my mom hears is not mine.
Yes.
It's Stevie Wonder's telling her that he wants her son in this band. He'll take care of him and all that stuff, you know. And they talk for a second, and he gives me the phone, and for the next 10 minutes, you hear this.
Wait, was that you or your mom?
Both. It was probably more me. So
That was the start.
my friend, was April 2nd, 1975.
Ooh.
1 month before my 19th birthday and 1 month before his 25th.
Man. Life-changing. Life-changing.
Yeah, because our birthdays are 1 day and 6 years apart.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm May 12th, he's the 13th.
Well, explain to me how you work with, of course, you cut this great gig with Stevie now.
Yeah.
Didn't you at the same time end up working with the Jacksons?
Well, not at the
Was
same
it
time.
It wasn't the same time.
No, it wasn't the same time.
For
It
some
was,
reason, I thought it was all in the same kind of.
I mean, it was, you know, within, well, here's the thing. I started with Steve in 75, right? So by 77, I was with the Jacksons under the insistence of my main man, Bobby Colomby,
Really?
who was an executive at CBS at the time. He was an executive producer, and we were buds, you know, before that. But one day we were talking. He says, "You know what? You need to do more arranging." I go, "Okay." He says, "Matter of fact, here's who I'm going to be arranging for." Next thing I know, I'm in a room with the Jacksons. I'm like, "Oh, hi guys," and I'm talking about my other idols. You know,
Of course.
because when I was in junior high school, man, and when I Want You Back hit in junior, baby, and I was in junior high. I'm like, this is amazing,
Right.
you know, because first we had the Beatles, right? Then we had the Monkees, which were the American Beatles. Then we had the Jackson 5, which were the Black Beatles, because they had their own cartoon series every Saturday. I'm like, this is if I could just meet them, man, it would be incredible. Well, I'm in a room with them now.
And arranging for them now.
And arranging, and the first thing I did was Blame It on the Boogie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love that song. I didn't know you did that.
I did. Because my whole thing.
Okay, I'm going to blow your mind.
What?
I did that at a talent show when I was in seventh
No
grade.
way, really?
I swear to you.
That's
and
funny.
my mom was the arranger for the big band on that. Mom.
Well, first of all, your mom. I don't know if you know the Petersons, but first of all, there's about 850 of them. They own Minneapolis,
Why?
and their mom is a beast.
Oh yeah, Mama's
The
a beast.
entire, I mean, when they have, reunions, they take over the state. They have like, I don't know how many of y'all there are, but they just keep multiplying. Because
That's what we do.
every time I talk to him, he's like, well, you know, my brother and my cousin and my cousin's brother and my brother, and they're all named Paul. You know, and it's like, how does that
A
work?
wee bit confusing, but yes.
Yeah.
That's true. Blame It on the Boogie was the
Yeah.
first arrangement that
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
that's
that was for the Destiny album, because you know I was still with Stevie at the time, right? So my whole MO was, what would Stevie do? That was the way I thought, right? Oh, I kind of still think that way, but when they gave me actually it wasn't a demo, because it was this British artist who recorded it originally, right? I forget the name. I'm sorry, but it sounded a little different. You know, it was more like it was kind of, it was kind of like like that. So I thought, well, what would Stevie do? Well, first of all, he's got to make it funky, right?
Right.
So I came up with so that was the basis of the arrangement.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Well, your groove is what I think everybody emulates on you. Obviously, your parts. I got to look at this quote that I talked to Jimmy Jam yesterday. He
James.
said that Greg is my synth bass inspiration. Shake Your Body Down to the Ground by the Jackson is my blueprint. That's what Jimmy Jam said about you.
Well, he's told me that to my face, but the funny thing is, he is also my inspiration on synth bass. And I've told this to his face too, because you know what? Go back and listen to Man in the Mirror.
Yep.
Remember I said this, go back, listen to Man in the Mirror, and then listen to the vamp. When it goes, yeah,
Yep.
make that change.
Yep.
right? When it goes in that D flat.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to that and imagine that's Jimmy Jam.
I'm
Except
only
it's
human.
me. But he was my inspiration for
Is
what
that-
I did in the vamp of
Wow.
Man in the Mirror. He was my, and I got to tell him that too.
You know what, he told me that as well. But
Yeah.
isn't that fun to be able to see how that all comes around like that?
Oh yeah, I distinctly remember as I was recording the bass part, I was thinking, what would Jimmy do? And that's what came out.
Because I know you have other places to go, and we've got about 10
Yes.
minutes left. I
Oh, the
want to
time
know.
flies, man.
I want to know about Quincy Jones and how you were introduced to the whole camp and all those incredible records
Bro,
that you
that's
made.
going to take another weekend.
I know. Will you come back and let's do part 2
You're going to
another
have to
time?
bring a sleeping bag. You're going to bring a midnight snack, lunch, dinner. Here's the thing. Try to encapsulate this in a couple of minutes, which is impossible.
I know.
But,
Part 2 is coming.
yeah, this is why I can't do a documentary, because everybody's talking about part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But
Anyway,
we got to know.
I know,
man.
but the thing is, well, just be patient. 'Cause it's hard, man.
I almost did my Jerry Lewis right
I know.
there.
It's hard being me. It's hard.
That's because you've done every great gig there is,
Yes,
right?
by the
He's done
grace of
every
God, I can tell you that. Yeah.
No, because you are incredibly talented. Your groove is unbelievable. I was telling this
And
to
guess
Jim.
who it came from?
Came from God. Of
Yeah.
course it did. But you're using it all in the right way. And you don't. I hope you realize how many people's lives you affected through your music.
Oh.
No, I'm not kidding. Number one. Number two, it's people who aren't musicians, the way you move them, the groove that you have to make them dance and free them up for 5 seconds so they can just get out of their own lives.
Yeah.
And musicians who have stolen absolutely everything, like me, but it's true. I mean, I hope you know the impact that you have made. Now, my quick Quincy story.
Yes.
Anita.
Yes. Well, look. It's so hard.
Where do I
I
begin?
Okay, I met him twice. First time I met him, I was still in Detroit. I hadn't left yet.
Okay.
So this is before I joined Stevie. The first time I met him, he was in town for a record signing of the album "You Got It Bad Girl." That was a sexy album with him, you fold it out and it's him in the black leather suit looking all pimp like. So
did that.
So I came. I did school early, and I went to this department store to meet him, and I bought a record, and I stood in line and met him. It was at a thing, something like this. He's sitting here at a desk, looking kind of high up, and I'm, "Hi, Mr. Young," and I told him I was a musician, and he asked me what I played, and I told him keyboards, and first thing he asked me was if I have a Fender Rhodes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I said, I don't own one, but I get to use one in the band I play in. And he said a couple other things, and he was so sweet. And do you know that up until the day he died, he still remembered that?
Really?
Yeah. He never forgot and he's written notes to me about that. He's always remembered the first time we met. And the second time we met, I was with Stevie, and he brought me on to, I can't actually remember how the second time was. It was here, obviously, somewhere. But shortly after that, he had me work for him. So the first thing I did for him was something that he was co-producing with Herb Albert, because it was at A&M.
Okay.
And it was for this singer, a male singer. And the song was called "The Best Thing." It was a single. And the singer was Billy Eckstein.
Oh. Wow.
You can't
That's
make
a good
this up.
start.
You
That's a
cannot
good
make this.
start.
That was the first thing I did for him.
And you did a couple other records with him, did you?
I mean, he would every once in a while have me come back.
He would, yeah.
There was a thing called The Dude, and then there was a thing called Off the Wall, and then there was a thing called
Shake Your Body Down to the Ground.
No, but he didn't do that. That was the Jacksons. But then
That was the Jacksons?
Yeah. But then there was a thing called there were Patty Austin records, and then there was
maybe a Thriller record
and
in
then
there?
there was Bad, and then there was
A lot of
Back on the Block, and then there was
A lot of musical
Q's
direction.
Juke Joint, and then I'm sorry,
It's true. There was a
That's
hell of a team that was there, though.
no, it was
I mean,
unbelievable.
Who were the main characters, or did they shift, or was there a main?
There was a main group of us that, Q called the usual suspects, and that was JR on drums,
Yep.
and either Louis Johnson or Nathan East on bass,
Right.
and Paul Jackson Jr. on guitar, and Paulino DaCosta on percussion, and but there were others, there was Neil Steubenhouse on bass,
Right. Jerry Hay was
Jerry was a major proponent. He's the one that did all those sick horn parts, and arrangements and everything. And everything, man. And he worked so well with Rod Temperton,
Yeah.
But even on Michael's stuff, like on Speed Demon. You remember Speed Demon? Well, who came up with that sick horn line? It was Jerry Hay.
Really?
And it was so influential of the song that he got part writers and publishing. Because try to imagine Speed Demon without trying to imagine without that. So it was an amazing bunch, crazy cast of characters, and we had so much fun.
Did you? He made making records fun, huh?
Oh my gosh. It was so much fun because you knew when you were called to do a Quincy record, two things were going to happen. You were going to have much fun,
Yep.
and you were going to eat well.
You know who did that too? George Benson's producer for years. Tommy LaPuma.
Oh my gosh, Tommy was great.
Eat
Yeah.
and have fun.
See, these were the OGs. I remember I wasn't even working with Tommy one time. He just had me meet him for a meal at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Come over for Italian.
He would do that.
He said, I got this nice Italian restaurant in Brentwood. Come over and meet. But that's how they operated those days. It was just wonderful, friends that the relationship extended beyond working in the studio. It was a community, and they were lovely, lovely, solid, soulful people. People like Tommy LaPuma. Oh gosh. Oh,
Phil Ramone.
Phil.
Yeah, Uncle Phil.
Phil Ramone, and there was my other man, Arif Mardin.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
I never got to work with Aretha.
Oh, he was lovely.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
We have to go, but before
We have
you
to go.
go, I need to. First of all, I see your kids out here. You are
My
a family
kids,
man.
I'm a family man. I brought my sons, one who's asleep and one who's still on duty.
Hey, you're doing good back there, by
Well,
the
they're
way.
supposed to be my security, but
How's that working out for you?
well, the one who said he was going to be my security is asleep, so I guess that's not working out too well.
What's the most important thing about making music for you after all you've done? What's the most important thing about making music today?
That I maintain my integrity.
Okay. Right?
That my integrity is maintained, and that you feel God's presence.
I see your hat.
Because my hat says we don't just play music, we pray music.
It's true.
And I got this. Actually, this is from Robert Glasper's merch line, and I saw him the last time I saw him in New York. He gave it to me, along with a black radio jacket. So I wear it all the time.
That's great.
We pray music.
And it's incredible. The amount of records that you've done, and like I said before, the influence that you've had, not only on all the Petersons, but all the musicians. It's so fun to be able to thank you for everything that you brought into our lives. Ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen,
Paul.
please put your hands together for Greg Phillinganes.
Thank you,
This is-
baby.
I want to give you this from Electro Voice. This is an RE20 Black as a gift for us to say thank you to you.